Okay, right. Welcome to another video on the series about the things that are being done by the government of Zimbabwe, the progress that is happening in Zimbabwe. Are you a Zimbabwean, shown as Zimbabwean or Ndebele Zimbabwean, and you want to know and understand what's happening in this country, Zimbabwe, Republic of Zimbabwe, this great nation? Right, so I'm in Harare, the capital city of this country, and I'm telling you, I'm your man on ground, your man on site to tell you, to document everything that you have to know. If a Zimbabwean, especially based in the diaspora outside of Zimbabwe, in whatever country. So I'm telling you, I'm informing you, I'm communicating to you for you to know what's happening in Zimbabwe. So there's current news right now as I talk to you. The government of this country, government of Zimbabwe, they've recently just bought out a commercial property in the CBD of Harare, Central Business District of Harare. This property is called Monomotopa Hotel, Crown Plaza, Monomotopa Hotel. So this property has been bought out by the government from its original owner by the name African Sun Limited. So it's a premier hospitality group or premier tourism group that has got a fleet of hotels, a bunch of hotels across Africa, across the world, by the name African Sun Limited. So the government of Zimbabwe, through the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, they've just made a deal to purchase and buy out this commercial property, Crown Plaza Monomotopa Hotel, from African Sun Limited for a fee believed to be around 18 to 20 million, 18 to 20 million US dollars. Right. But the purpose of my message in this video, the purpose of my communication in this video right now is to tell you why the government of Zimbabwe, via the Ministry of Finance, why they decided to undertake the purchasing of that property. Why did they buy out that property? For what reason? For what purpose? This is what I want to say or communicate to you right now. So according to the information that I have from a credible source, from a right source, from a nice source, this is the information, or this is the gist. It is reported, it is said that there were accommodation issues, there were accommodation problems that were being experienced by members of parliament whenever a Zimbabwean parliament is in motion, is in session. Whenever members of parliament are sitting down for government business, there were bound to be accommodation problems, accommodation issues, housing problems. Whenever members of parliament, legislators come from remote areas, rural areas, whatever corner or part of Zimbabwe, and come to the capital city, Harare, for a parliament business, for a parliament sitting, for a parliament session, this event would take hours and hours. It would take maybe days, days and days. So in that situation, there was an issue of accommodation problem. There was an issue of accommodation discomfort in that manner, in that way. So this was being experienced for a long, long time. Yes. So now, in the government of Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, the president, now the Minister of Finance, Professor Mutule Ncube, said, no, 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 no. We have to do something about this. We have to do something about this. So when African Sun Limited, original owner of this hotel, put out this hotel on sale on the market in July 2025, July 2025, when they put out the property on the market on sale, the government has to move in swiftly, quickly, to buy out this property in order to save a lot of money on accommodation arrangements, on accommodation issues. Again, in order to make MPs happy, in order to give independence, convenience to the MPs by having a hotel ready for them to give them accommodation, as against having problems in the past like it used to be. So this is the reason why the government of Zimbabwe, via the Ministry of Finance, has to move in swiftly and buy out this property from African Sun Limited for a fee, a price pegged around 18 to 20 million dollars. So the idea is, according to the words of Finance Minister Mutule Ncube, it was to save a lot of money, to save a lot on government expenditure on accommodation bookings. at different hotels, and just to have a hotel specifically designed to cater to the needs of the MPs, members of parliament. So now there's a hotel right now in the hands of government, in government ownership, by the name Crown Plaza Monomotopa Hotel. It's already they bought out, everything finalized, money paid, cash rendered, everything done, signatures signed or signatories done between the African Sun Limited and their representatives and representatives of the government of Zimbabwe in terms of purchasing this property from African Sun Limited. So the reason I've said it, and I want to repeat again for your good understanding, it was to save money, to avoid a lot of accommodation problems that were being encountered in the past, to avoid accommodation issues that were being experienced in the past. So that was the issue. That was the issue at hand. Why the government has to buy out this property as soon as it was put out on sale, as soon as it was put on the market by the African Sun Limited, the original owner or parent company of that premier hospitality company, Crown Plaza Monomotopa Hotel. So it was to save a lot of government expenditure on accommodation bookings at different hotels. Now they've their own hotel to house every MP from whatever rural area in Zimbabwe, from whatever part or corner of Zimbabwe. They have it in their hands. That property, Crown Plaza Monomotopa Hotel, if you know it, is now under government ownership, starting a few days ago, going forward into the future, in order to cater for the needs of the MPs, members of parliament, every legislator in Zimbabwe, whenever they come to Harare, the capital city of Zimbabwe, for parliament business, for government business. If they need accommodation, they'll simply get driven to that property, Crown Plaza Monomotopa Hotel, and get housed or hosted in that property, Crown Plaza Monomotopa Hotel. So this is the idea, this is the reason, this is the purpose why the government of Zimbabwe, through the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Mr. Mthuli Ncube, and this delegation and this entourage have to move in swiftly or quickly whenever, as soon as this property was put on the market, July 2025, this particular year. So they have to negotiate, do everything, organize, coordinate everything, and buy out this property. So now, whenever MPs come to Harare for parliament business, there's no more accommodation issues. There's no longer any accommodation problem. If they need to sleep somewhere, if they need to stay somewhere, if they need to get accommodation somewhere, they'll simply get driven and go to Monomotopa Hotel in Harare CBD, Central Business District, along Samora Machel Avenue, next to Parkland. Yes, in that locality or in that vicinity. This is where they'll simply go and stay there until the parliament business is done, until the parliament or government business is concluded. So this is the reason, this is the purpose, according to what I read, what I studied, or what I researched concerning this issue. I'm done talking. Fine. What I comments on what I've said, anything that came to your mind that popped up in your brain, in your head, what I comments, drop right up in the comment section. I'm done talking. Let's talk further from the comment section, comment box about this issue. Why the government bought out Crown Plaza Monomotopa Hotel from its original owner, who was African Sun Limited, this hospitality group with a lot of hotels across Africa or across the whole globe. What I comments on this issue, what I've narrated to you on this video, what I comments, views, opinions, drop, type right in the comment section, comment box. I'll come and check them out and see them out. I'm done talking. Peace out, sharp.